Hey, this is Armando Pereira. I am the originator of this blog we call Streets Villesque. I am doing something a little bit different today. In fact, I feel a little bit out of my element. A friend of mine named Pete, who goes by the name Pablo Pete, lives in Australia. He's been there for many years, in fact, but he once was a resident of our fair town. He requested that I I take some photos of his old neighborhood. But I thought, rather than take some photos, maybe I would just make a video instead of his old neighborhood, Vista Heights. So that's what this is about. It's me trying to make a video for Pablo Pete. I hope all of you might enjoy it. So it won't be super long. It's just kind of a walkabout. I think I'll start with, well, let me see if I can figure this out. I'm not super good at making videos. Okay, here we go. That there, and this is where we'll start, that there is the Streetsville Baptist Church, which is on Vista Heights. When I was young, Pablo Pete's brother, Lou, who is one of my closest friends, and also a member of Streets Villesque, I might add, him and I, we came up with the idea for a movie script we wanted to make. We wanted to write, and basically it was about a group of renegade Roman Catholics who go about town vandalizing, demolishing Protestant churches, terrorizing the Protestant population. We wanted, I think, Sylvester Stallone maybe to star in it. We were going to call it Religious Force. Needless to say, Hollywood never picked up the script. That movie never got made. But I said all that to say that it was inspired by Streetsville Baptist. Anyways, enough of that. So I'm going to essentially show you, first of all, the road they lived on. The road they lived on was called Vista Drive. And that there is Vista Drive to the right. Now you see how it splits there. The road that you see going up that way is Vista Boulevard. So Vista Boulevard, and that car there is headed south on Vista Drive. Vista Drive is, I believe I said it already, the road that Lou, Pablo Pete, and their other brother Joe lived on, along with their parents, of course. So now that car there is headed towards Thomas Street. But Lou, Pablo Pete, and his family lived that way. And you see, let me get past the stop sign. So you see the Baptist church there up top of the hill. So they lived that way. And again, that way is toward Thomas Street. Now, just on the left, there's a house where there was a girl that I really, really liked when I was young. I was really smitten with her. And of course, being shy, I never approached her until one day I managed to work up enough courage that I actually went up to her door and asked for her. She came to the door, and I proceeded to ask her out on a date. The look on her face, the shock, the unbelief, I would just show up at her door and ask her out. I'll never forget it. Not only did she say no, I thought she was going to scream. So I, of course, hightailed it out of there. And it set me back a little bit. I would say within 6 months, though, I was ready for another round of rejection. Let's just switch this back. So we're walking towards Lou and Pablo Pete's home, which is 101 Vista, the legendary 101 Vista. And in the basement of that house, it was a crawl space where we used to go in. I think they had a neighbor boyfriend who, his name was Donald. He'd come over and we'd play, we would play kind of like hockey, but it was much more violent than normal hockey. It was like, I don't know how to describe it, like rugby hockey maybe? We just, we spent hours in there just having a blast, as only young boys can, I guess. The only other real memory that comes to mind of the time I spent there visiting, in high school, Lou and I, we used to sometimes, not often, but occasionally we'd come up at lunchtime, and when his parents weren't there, and we'd go into the cabinet where the parents kept the liquor. And I remember we used to have what the Portuguese call just pinguinha, a little drop. And that was a thrill for us, I guess, as teenagers. But we have now arrived. Here we are approaching the legendary 101 Vista Drive. And there she be. Cute little house, isn't she? And that's it. That's my little travelogue. This is Armando Pereira signing off for Streetsville-esque. And, well, hey, I hope you enjoyed that, Pablo.